Without the discovery and preservation of the Grand Prismatic Spring, there would have been no COVID-19 PCR test. Welcome back to FinnaTravel. Today we're going to uncover some amazing things about the Grand Prismatic Spring, including its role in paving the way for some key scientific discoveries that led to, believe it or not, the development of the PCR test for COVID-19. Stay tuned as we discover why this natural phenomenon is so visually stunning and draws in millions each year. Typically on FinnaTravel, I like to showcase different areas of the world and create lists with comparisons because some people are more drawn to one area or another, or I like to see how they interact with each other, or some places have better food, some places have better economy, etc. But today I wanted to hone in on one area and really highlight it and kind of give you a little geography/history lesson. So stay tuned throughout the whole thing because there's some really cool information, not just about the COVID test, but about some other things as well. Anyway, hope you enjoy. The Grand Prismatic Spring is the largest hot spring in the United States and the third largest in the world, stretching almost 370 feet across with a depth of over 120 feet. That's about the size of a 10-story building. Surrounded by the rugged wilderness of Wyoming, the Grand Prismatic Spring lies in the Midway Geyser Basin, an area of Yellowstone National Park that's known for its remarkable thermal features. The Grand Prismatic Spring is basically a volcano. It's just not the typical cone-shaped volcano that we're used to seeing. It's an underground volcano, a massive magma chamber that heats the rainwater and melted snow that collects in its center. Just like if you poured cold water onto hot coals, the water is constantly cooling the magma chamber, and that makes the water rise to the surface, creating this beautiful hydrothermal system. The Grand Prismatic Spring also discharges about 560 gallons of hot water every minute. If you think about it, that's truly impressive. But don't go getting on your swimsuit. The scalding temperatures and acidic properties of this pool will dissolve your body in just a few short hours, as we discovered in 2016 when 23-year-old Colin Scott of Portland, Oregon, slipped into a nearby spring in the Norris Geyser Basin while trying to find one to soak in. Yeah, he should not have been wandering off of those boardwalks that they put there for safety. Now, the temperature at the center of the spring, its hottest point, can reach a sizzling 185 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just under the boiling point at Yellowstone's high altitude of 7,200 feet. It's sterile and devoid of all life. Touching the water here would result in instant severe burns. The rim is no less safe than the spring's heart, with an average temperature of 131 degrees Fahrenheit. So, what's so special about the high temperatures of the spring, and how does it relate to the COVID test? Alright, I'm going to get to that in a moment, but first I need to lay some groundwork. The Grand Prismatic Spring is rich in silica, which contributes to the deep blue that we see at the center, just like the Blue Lagoon in Iceland as we explained in this video. The brilliant rainbow hues that we see as the spring becomes more shallow and the water is cooler near the edges are caused by the amazing microscopic life that's found in these waters. Wait a minute, didn't I say you'd die if you touch this water? Yes, I did, but there is a type of life form that can survive the temperature and outer rims of this pool. In fact, there are several kinds of microbes that thrive in these environments called thermophiles. A thermophile is basically an organism that can live at extreme temperatures. These bacteria and archaea, heat lovers, form vibrant microbial mats around the spring's edges and make up the colors that we see. Truly fascinating. The green and yellow hues that are closer to the center are due to carotenoid pigments in the bacteria, which protect them from the sun's harsh rays, while the outermost orange and red rings are colored by other microbial species that can tolerate cooler waters. Each of these colorful microbes play a crucial role in the spring's ecosystem, breaking down hydrogen sulfide and releasing energy for other organisms, maintaining the delicate balance of life. We owe all of this scientific discovery to great men and women like geologist Ferdinand van der Heyden, who led the Hayden expedition in 1871. On this journey with his colleagues, they ventured into the wilderness of what is now known as Wyoming, and they discovered this natural wonder. Here, they documented it and named it the Grand Prismatic Spring for its prism-like appearance. Following its discovery, the Grand Prismatic Spring quickly became the icon and symbol of Yellowstone, which was established as the very first national park in the entire world in 1872. This designation marked a pivotal moment in the history of scientific conservation and discovery, with the Grand Prismatic Spring playing a key role because of its mysteriously captivating properties. These scientists knew it needed to be protected and studied, and I'm glad they did. As a result of their efforts in those early days, Scientists were able to study these aspects and wonders of geothermal pools and areas like the upper, mid, and lower geyser basins here in Yellowstone. And arguably the most phenomenal discovery that was made to this day was the discovery of the microorganism called Thermus aquaticus. Microbiologists Thomas D. Brock and Hudson Freeze are credited with its discovery in 1969, when they isolated the bacterium from a sample of the pink bacteria collected from a nearby mushroom hot spring in Yellowstone National Park. Thermus aquaticus possesses a heat-stable DNA polymerase enzyme, later named Taq polymerase, which is a critical component of the polymerase chain reaction, or PCR, technique. This technique is the basis for all COVID-19 PCR tests and would not have been possible if the Grand Prismatic Spring was not respected for the scientific marvel that it is, leading to the preservation of Yellowstone National Park. There are basically two main COVID tests, the PCR test and the rapid test. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details of COVID testing or which one is better, if they work at all.
That's a good one.
But most scientists agree that the PCR test was more reliable and accurate. In the simplest terms, the PCR test takes a sample of ribonucleic acid, or RNA, and amplifies it with the help of this technology. So even the smallest traces of the virus could be detected. Pretty cool, huh? Throughout the years, this underground volcano has evolved from a mere geographical curiosity to the enduring symbol of the conservation movement. Its story is a narrative of discovery, awe, and the ongoing efforts to preserve our planet's natural splendors for future generations. In 1993 and 1995, several scientists and park staff explored the hot spring on a special thermally engineered boat called the Little Dipper. Author and historian Jeff Henry described his experience as precarious. I mean, one slip and it's game over. They didn't even wear life jackets, as you can imagine why. It's a quest that will probably never happen again due to the obvious extreme dangers and high chance of harming the spring, but was effective at the time in gathering scientific data and better understanding this marvelous natural wonder. While Old Faithful is a more popular attraction, the Grand Prismatic Spring is the most photographed feature of the park and plays a pivotal role in the yearly visitor tally, which frequently surpasses 4 million. Visitors to the Grand Prismatic Spring are greeted through thoughtfully designed pathways that ensure a safe and immersive experience. The boardwalk winds around, offering a nice view of the spring. Just remember to stay on those trails. For those seeking a panoramic view, the hike to the overlook on the Fairy Falls Trail is a must. We recommend saving this for last. I know that when I return, I'm going to have to check it out because the last time I went, this wasn't even in place yet. When you get to the top, slow down, take in the landscape, and marvel at the amazing natural canvas below. You'll be glad you did. Have you ever visited Yellowstone? If you could pick only one place to visit, would you recommend Old Faithful or the Grand Prismatic Spring? Let us know in the comments. Were you inspired today? If so, check out this video of the top 10 natural wonders of the world. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.